Wednesday. It's Jamil from JM Notary Services. Have you completed all of your training and you have yet to accept your first assignment? Have you accepted your first assignment and was so nervous that your hands were shaking and you could barely get through the signing, and it puts you kind of on a standstill to do your next signing? Are you one who has a little bit of anxiety or a little bit of fear when you're going into your signings? This video is for you if you answered yes to all of those questions, okay? So today I'm going to tell you about my first signing experience and how you can navigate through anxiety and fear prior to going into your first signing or into going into the rest of your signings if you've already completed 1, 2, or 3 signings, okay? Like I say in the beginning of all my videos, if this video resonates with you, that's great. I'm humbled. I am so happy for that. And if this video does not resonate, that's okay too. As long as you're getting a few nuggets out of this, and as long as you're getting some information that can benefit and help you, some bits of this, that's what I'm grateful for. It brings me joy just to give information, and that's what this channel is about, okay? So let's get started. All right, so my first signing was September the 9th of 2020. And prior to receiving this assignment, I got the assignment about 8 o'clock in the morning via text message. Prior to the signing, I wanted a signing so bad, and I was so eager to get out there, and I was so excited to get out there, that there was a flip side to this coin where I was fearful and I was nervous at the same time. It was like a plethora, a whole ball of emotions for me, because I didn't want to make a mistake. I think that's the number one, and I know that's one of the number one things that a lot of us loan signing agents ponder on all the time, is we don't want to make a mistake. But I wanted to get out there. I was so fearful of, I didn't want to be one of those people who got assignments and just didn't do anything, or was too scared to leap, off the cliff and just do it, So I got the text about 8 o'clock in the morning on September the 9th. Without looking at the details, you guys, without looking at what type of signing it was or anything, I just hit yes. I said I was available. I took the signing, and after I said yes, then I looked at, and this is, I filled out about, at the time it was about maybe 20 or 25 different signing agencies I had, put an application in for online. And I was so nervous, did I even look at the details? No, Jamil, I didn't look at the details. Saw that it was a refinance and that it was going to be happening in an hour and a half. So I called the borrowers, and they said, the earlier the better, if you can get here by 10:30. And it's literally like a 10-minute drive from my house. Not even that, like maybe 8 or 7 minutes. So I said, yeah, I can be there at 10:30. So I had the documents, thank goodness, but I did not have time to prep. I had to hop in the shower. I had to get dressed. I had to wait for my documents to download, which was it took a little bit of time for that. Time I didn't really have. And downloaded the docs. And you guys, I printed the docs back to back. Put them in my bag, had all my little stuff, and left out the door. All right. I was super nervous, you guys. I can't even tell you how nervous I was, how much anxiety I had. And I felt so much that I didn't want to make a mistake, that prior to having this signing, I had a dream about getting a signing. Like the night before, I actually had a dream that I was going to get a signing the following day, and I got it. And to me, that's another part of who I am when it comes to manifestation and conscious living, because that's a part of who I am as well. I didn't have time to prep, but got in my car with my back-to-back documents and left out the door. Got to the signer's house, was so nervous, I was a little shaky, but I tried my best to put on good face, because here's the thing, when you're at the table, they're looking at you as a professional. You know what you're doing. You know how this thing goes. And I did a pretty good job at that. I'm going to say I was a little nervous, but I felt that I did a pretty good job of hiding that. Classic case of imposter syndrome, you guys. It's like when you don't trust your skills and you don't trust your education, and you're afraid of looking like a fraud, classic case of imposter syndrome. But I pushed past it. In the signing, it took 2.5 hours to complete a refinance. That was my first signing. The reason why is because they were constantly flipping the pages and signing the back of pages. And you know, the wife was like, oh, you know, I've never seen it this way before, but hey, if this is the way it works. And she went ahead, they signed it. I crossed out the notice of right to cancel signing date, which was the 9th, which was the actual date we were signing. And I put the next day, the 10th. I was so nervous. My days were off. That's how bad of an anxiety that I had, you guys, or that I'm working on it so much. Believe me, I'm much better. It's not like that, but I don't feel shame in mentioning my anxiety. All right. Because most people go through this, and of course this video is for you guys who can relate. So that was a disaster. I took the documents, I mailed them off. I got a call back or an email back from the signing agency saying, listen, you got to do this over. I apologized profusely. She told me the mistakes I made. I apologized profusely. And it was then that I told her, I said, listen, this is my first signing. My nerves got the best of me. I did tell her the truth. I said, you know, this is my first signing. Well, I never not told her the truth in the first place. I decided to let her know, the signing agency know at that time it was my first signing. She's like, you know, she said, it's no worries. We know we're human. We all make mistakes. She said, you need to go back. You need to print the documents according to the PDF. You need to do the notice of right to cancel over. I said, no problem. She gave me a little bulleted list, and I was very grateful for that. It could have, you know, because everybody is not going to react that way. You know, you got some people who want you to do it the right way, and they get upset if it's not done the right way. And that's just the way of the world. You know, we deal with different personalities. We deal with different types of backgrounds. It's part of the job. In this business, you have to be able to communicate with people. You have to be able to network. You have to be able to hold your own when you're communicating with people. So that was something that I learned as well. I was appreciative for that feedback, went back to the table, reprinted the docs. I was ready to go, completed the signing in under an hour, but I still made mistakes again. I had them put September the 10th on all the documents when the documents were supposed to be dated September the 9th. So after that, I didn't get a call back from the agency, and they reassigned it to someone else. I was so devastated. I beat myself up so bad, you guys. And I'm leaving this is because I don't want you to do that. It's not healthy, and I don't want you to go down that route. I don't want you to go down that rabbit hole of beating yourself up for making a mistake because you're human. Granted that my mistakes were pretty big, but I tell this story so that you know that you're not alone in this process. Everybody's not perfect. You'll see that a lot of people, and this is the thing with this industry, everybody is a teacher, or everybody wants to be a teacher, but nobody wants to be a student. And even though I relay this information, I don't know everything. I don't know everything. I just tell you based on my own experiences. Okay. That's all I know is based on my experiences and how they were corrected and how I rectified this situation. Because one thing that I learned in Mark Will's program, the loan signing system, is how you handle those mistakes. Because people do understand that you make mistakes, but it's how you handle the mistakes. That was a big lesson for me. Here's the thing. I don't have a filter. And I believe in being raw and transparent and open as much as possible when it comes to things like this. And again, this is just my experiences. So after that signing, you guys, which was September the 9th, I went back to the drawing board, and I went back into the program, and I reviewed every video, every document again until I had it really down. And I had it down, but I wanted to be really, really knowledgeable in what I know. I want to go the extra mile in regards to those documents. There was a dear friend of mine's who, you know, I called because I was so devastated in the fact that I made these mistakes. You know, it was someone who knew how to hold space for me. It was someone who knew my journey from the beginning when I kind of had the tears, and I talked to her, and she said, you know what, I don't look at this as a failure, Jamil. I look at this as a win. You know why? Because you did it. You went out there knowing you have anxiety, knowing you're fearful, knowing that you were eager and you were happy at the same time, knowing you had this plethora, this ball of emotions. You jumped off the cliff and you did it. So now you know to expect the second time go round. Now you know what you need to clean up. Now, see, this is a win for you. Sometimes sayings like that are so simple, that makes it a huge epiphany for me, a huge light bulb that goes off. All right. So I only took things that I knew that I had time to prep, and I wasn't in a rush to make money. I wasn't in a rush to make all this money. Like, I just wasn't in a rush to do that. I wanted to be knowledgeable in these signings. I wanted to generally explain the documents so that a borrower can understand it in layman's terms. I wanted to know these documents in and out, and I want to be very altruistic in the setting of the signing. Okay. And I wanted to embody integrity. I wanted to embody that moral compass for the signer. It's very simple with me. Treat others how you want to be treated. And that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to give people, excuse my language, I didn't want to give them half-ass quality work. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. It's not fair to me. It's a disservice to me, and it's a disservice to the borrower. After this, I went back into the loan signing system group. I saw that I did a little poll. I saw that most people are fearful of not knowing how to explain documents. They're fearful of not knowing what they're talking about. But this is all based on how you take in your education. This is based on what type of loan signing agent that you want to be. All right. And because of that, I created a free ebook / workbook for first-time signers, or for signers who have completed all their training but have yet, or they're scared or they're hesitant to start or to accept their first signing. I took a test, and it's on my website. It's called the DISC test. And what it is a system or a test that a lot of employers use to get to know their employees, get to know their characteristics, get to know what type of person that is in the workplace, to, maintain a flow of the workplace, help the employees to tap into their own, to tap into their gifts, so to speak. This is like a personality sort of thing. Just think Myers-Briggs. So where I land on this scale is I am part conscientious, which is analytical. I'm into detail. And the majority of it is I'm a support person. I like to support people. I like to help people. I like to aid people. Helping others gives me joy. It's part of my personality. I feel like if I don't share my story, I'm doing a disservice to myself, and I'm doing a disservice to someone else who could really utilize this, who really needs it. Check my free ebook. It's down below. Share it if you like to other fellow loan signing agents who are in the industry, who are just now getting into the industry. It's my gift to you. I enjoy doing it, and I am rooting for you. I am rooting for you as a new loan signing agent. And I want you to take this journey with me, because I'm new in this as well. But I love it. I absolutely love it. And hopefully you take this journey with me as I leave these videos. All right. So have a good day, everyone. Make it a good one.